Right, let's go live. Okay. And okay, yes, we are now live. There we go. So welcome to the ADK channel. Of course, I am Dave. We have Kirk that side of me, and Andy on that side of me. And with us today, we have JP from Extrem Death Art. We have Rob and Toby from Buried on Sunday. We have JB from Sentient. And we have the lads from Lowdown at the bottom of the screen. I don't know if that actually is on the Zoom thing. It's going to be over here somewhere or somewhere else. Welcome to the channel, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Well, obviously, the purpose for having you here is, first of all, congratulations for getting to the final of Metal to the Masses Hitchin. It's been a hell of a journey. It's been a really interesting mix of bands this year. Is the first thing I'm going to say. It's not a set of bands. When we pulled out the list at the very beginning, we were looking through some of these bands going, it's not the usual kind of list that we'd had on the previous years, with a lot of the bands coming back through that had done it multiple times. And we really didn't know what to expect. And I'm sure that we're going to go back to our original first video we did on this to see who we thought was going to be in the final. And see how close we was. But I can't actually remember who we thought was going to be there. But it's really, really good to see all of you here. We're keeping it quite loose. And so we're going to, hopefully, if people join us on the live stream, they can ask us questions as well. And I'm sure Kirk's got some views and thoughts that he wants to kind of dig deep on. I'm sure Andy might have a few questions as well. But the main question I want to throw out to you guys is, what's kind of gone through your head, or the whole band's heads from the start when you started the heat? What's your kind of mindset, and how has it changed as you've gone from the heat to the quarterfinal to the semi-final, and now obviously going to the final? Has it changed in any shape of way, or are you just like, it's just another gig, go in, do it? Or does your mind change after each one? I'm going to go around the houses. I'm going to throw it to JP first from Extreme Death Art.
Well, I suppose from Heat 1, we were like, ooh. And then when we got to the quarterfinal, I was like, hey. And then the semifinal, I was like, ooh. And now we're in the quarterfinal, I was like, cool. That's pretty much the best I could put it.
That's
range of emotions there.
That's an interesting journey. Okay, let's throw it to the Buried on Sunday guys. How about you guys? How's it been? Obviously did it last year, and unfortunately, so Rob, you had a chest infection at the quarterfinal stage, which kind of pretty much knocked you out. And I remember you kind of got about halfway through the set, and you were like, "I'm done. I can't do it." You were just and you were destroyed. Your lungs were absolutely killing you.
Yeah.
At that point. So this year round, big change. Tell us how it's been for you guys.
Well, way better than last year for a start.
Yeah, I mean, both of the years we've done it, this year and last year, we entered just sort of thinking, well, we're going to be playing to the fans of other bands, so it's just more people we can get our music exposed to. Which, you know, it meant it was fine last year that we didn't get through, but this year it just seemed to be going better, and we thought, you know, let's actually go for it. We came in with not a lot of heavy songs. And then when we got through the second round, we thought, well, actually, let's try and get as far as we can, bring in some heavier songs, and see how it goes. But, I mean, every time we've been doing the heats, we've just been standing there in front of the other bands thinking, oh, man, these are really good. Like the next band goes on, oh, God, these are really good as well.
Every single heat, we're like, there's no way they're going to pick, like, a band like us. So we're not very heavy. We're too rock and roll for these guys. And, like, every time we've gotten through, and it's just... don't understand it still. So
okay, let's throw over to Lowdown. How's it been for you guys? This is obviously, you guys, I believe, have done it in previous bands, but this was the first year doing it as obviously Lowdown.
This is the first year I've actually done it as a tournament, so no previous bands for me doing this. So obviously Dave's been through it with another band in another area, but yeah, this is my sort of first journey for Metal to the Masses, and it's been pretty much exciting from day one. Just get on the stage and just play our songs to a new audience, which is what it's all about, and having some fun as well, having some really good fun.
Yeah, I think main thing for me is I haven't been looking at it as a competition. It's just been someone's given me an opportunity to be loud as fuck, and I'm going to take every opportunity to be loud as fuck. So, I mean, half hour of power, man, every time. That's just the way I see it. If I can get up there if I can have a beer and I can all hail the riff and I can throw some bollocks around, it's a good night.
And some beach balls.
You said it, not me. You know what? You remember it. And that's the point.
Yeah, so did the sound guy. He's definitely remembering it.
That sounds like a him problem, not a me problem.
Yeah, that was so close to going all over the mixing desk last night.
Well, you know what's weird, actually? It actually turned off Ant's Helix.
Oh, did it?
Song. Yeah. But he's a professional. You know, he went down and kicked it. That's fine. Yeah. You know.
Oh, dear. Okay, throw over to you, JB. So how's it been for you guys this year?
Yeah, it's been pretty mental, to be honest. Obviously, we've done this a couple of times now, and this is the furthest that we've got through. So obviously, really grateful to everyone that's come down and shown their support. But obviously, going from the heat to where we are now, it seems like a lifetime ago, man. Because we were I think we were the first heat. So obviously, when you're kind of going through the heats, it's like weeks on weeks on weeks of all these gigs happening. And then from the quarters to the actual final, it's like crammed into like just the 1 month itself. So this last few gigs have felt like a complete whirlwind, and still can't really believe that we're in the final. But I think, just similar to what the Lowdown guys said, it's just a gig's a gig, man. You turn up and you throw down and you have fun while you're doing it.
True. I mean, I'm glad you said about the amount of time, because I think we were looking at it yesterday going, this feels like it's been forever, this competition.
Like
Doesn't feel like it's like, come on, we started this beginning of
yeah.
March. I'm knackered now. It's exhausting.
I didn't have a beard when we started.
Yeah, I had a similar haircut to Andy as well, to be fair.
Okay, let's see. Kirk, Annie, which one of you want to throw a question out next?
Go on, I'll go first if you want. Do you want me to go first? Yeah, more of an observation. I put a Facebook post on it, didn't I? Toby, what to me stood out as the defining moment of this competition, you and Sam, the bass player, how long have you known each other? Did you go to you went to primary school together, didn't you?
We've known each other essentially since newborn because our parents were friends. So, yeah.
Exactly. And do you know what was magical for me? You two are both rocking out. Sam's, swinging his head, and he just looks up at you. You do the fist bump, and then you go into the solo. And I think what was poignant about that is it's just great to see, and that level of brotherhood, someone you've grown up with, and then you share in a stage in a euphoric environment, playing rock music and metal. And what is your best experience in this tournament so far as a guitar player?
Best experience in as a guitar player. Literally just the crowds we play to. Every time we've done one of the heats, it's been a fresh audience because we're competing against different bands, and it's always just a great crowd. And they're metalheads, so they're here to actually go for it. And it's just the crowd response every time. It does it for me. But it's funny. I was literally just messaging Sam the other day saying, it's weird to think we started playing gigs together as 11-year-olds in a band together, and now we're 23 and we're still doing it together in the same band. It's
and in the final to Metal to the Masses.
And in the final to Metal to, yeah. It's weird.
Yeah, just remarkable moment that was the standout for me. So I'm just going to give a question to each band and then hand over to Andy. So the Sentient boys, Joe, first heat when I saw you, you're right, you were the first band on, and I remember feeling as if my eyebrows had been singed. I was like, holy shit, these guys mean business.
Thank you.
Do you remember last year when they announced, when you went out of the quarters, I was stood next to you. I was like, this is it, you're going through. And it was such a deflating moment, wasn't it? When you didn't get through, but
that was a really somber car ride home, that one. And so yeah, but at the end of the day, some really good bands went through, so you can't really,
exactly. You handled it so well, but what did you do differently this year? Because you just sound like you're 1,000 times stronger and tougher and tighter. What can you put that down to?
I don't know, man. Just experience, I suppose. Obviously, we've got Trig with us now. Obviously, just gelling as the kind of four that we are. Just playing the tracks that we kind of know. And I mean, I wouldn't say there's anything different to the recipe. Like I said, we were pretty hungry for it. Had the EP coming out. We had a good flurry of gigs. So I guess it's just playing together, gelling together, and just smashing it, man. Just think it, a gig's a gig at the end of the day. Like, it doesn't really matter about win or lose or whatever. It's just playing in front of like different people and just enjoying it. Like, that's the main thing at the end of the day. Bringing metal to the masses, and maybe people that haven't necessarily seen us before. So yeah, just do what you do.
Yeah, I mean, I probably speak for a lot of people. I think I wouldn't want to be following you on a bill the way that your band have been performing live. That is really tough act to follow. And certainly you're the only band that we have in at this stage that has that. Is he play? I think he does play an 8-string guitar, doesn't he? Guitar player.
I think he's just on the 7s at the moment, but I'm sure he dabbled on an 8.
But that's what's great about the final. You really are coming at it from that progressive metal, gents like Meshuggah type sound with a bit of hardcore in there as well, aren't you? I absolutely tour de force, I would describe you this year. So can I move on to John Paul, Extreme Death Art? So unfortunately, I missed your first set because I was not available. And I watched the video and first of all, my eyes lit up. It's like, we've got a death grind band. The name says everything, doesn't it? Extreme Death Art. And it certainly lives up to that. And I was speaking to Shane yesterday and I said, I believe you haven't played live for 20 years. Did you just stop playing guitar? And he hadn't. He called himself a conservatory guitar player. How do you know Shane? How did you get the band together? What were the origins?
I mean, I've known of Shane for a long time, probably about 20 years. He used to play in a band called Execution, and I'm swear I've got at least 2 of the CDs around somewhere, definitely 1. And so I've known of him for a long time, but we had a couple of mutual friends in common, and we started something before the pandemic. And it was basically myself, Shane, and Dan kind of got together in another drummer called Lee. And pandemic hit, then nothing came of it. And then when we kind of reconnected after the pandemic, we kind of said, do we actually want to do grindcore and kind of the easy stuff, the easy punk stuff? We said, no, we want to do something proper. And so that's kind of how it all happened.
Yeah, I think especially bringing in the singer for the second round, that really was a step up, wasn't it? Because me were thinking, this is our type of music. We think it might work against you, the lack of vocals, and then you bring this guy in, and he's only done 2 gigs with you. I don't think he's done a physical rehearsal with you, has he? Is he just? He's
done 1.5 rehearsals.
Right, and he's in the final, and that's great.
He's in the final.
Hey, no, and there's nothing wrong with that either. I think that has just taken you to the next level, hasn't it? So congrats on that. And then Lowdown, so first of all, we've got to say all hail the riff. So I've got the CD in front of me, but Dave, do you want to just describe to our viewers, what is that tattoo at the side of your head? That doesn't say all hail the riff, does it?
Yeah, it does.
It does, all right, okay.
I don't know if you can see it. I ain't got eyes on the side of my head, but yeah.
You can on the CD cover, Kirk, which apparently you've got in front of you.
Yeah.
Does that come out of your marketing budget? Did you pay for that out of that, or?
Well, that's for us to know, and for our finances to accumulate. Now I've always, since I've been little, there's been something that I would always call a chin riff. Now you can't see my chin, but when you do find a riff and it makes you go, and your chin goes out, your bottom lip comes up, and you just nod your head slightly, or when the drummer does ting and the riff comes back slower and heavier, it's just chin riff. So for me, it's all about, personally speaking, all about the riff. Everything comes back to a riff, whether it be a hook from a vocal, or whether it be a chunky guitar riff or a catchy paradiddle.
Drum lick.
Yeah, not a drummer. For me, it does all come back to the riff. Stevie Wonder, you might not see it as heavy, but the riffs are just amazing. I mean, for me, that's a riff still. Superstition. Dum-dum-dum, da-da-da-da-da-da. That's a riff. That's a hook. All hail the riff. That is it. That is literally life.
You and Buried on Sunday have taken a bit of a risk in this tournament. You've introduced new songs in the latter stages. Can you just remind us, what is your new song called? Because I really love that. It's almost, it's like a grungy riff at the beginning.
Set Fire, yeah. Which was it 3 weeks ago? It was written, done? Yeah.
Yeah. So again, it all starts with a riff. And it sounds like I'm broken record, man, but it is. It just starts with a hook. And being a guitarist, that's where I get my hooks in on the guitar. Same as vocally. I think that if you do a hook, if you can have someone that doesn't sing back to you what you've just done, that's winning, man. That's it.
Definitely. Yeah.
But yeah, the new track is called Set Fire.
I should know that because I was singing it last night.
Told you, man. Earworms. I'm going to get in your head and fucking stay there and lay eggs. That's it.
I'll give you an example of that. Toby, buried on Sunday. I've been singing that chorus, woke up feeling like an animal.
I've had that in my bloody head as well.
So it's so annoying I don't know the next part. So I've just been singing that one thing in my head. Am I right in thinking that you just wrote that song 4 days before the second round?
Pretty much, yeah.
About a week, wasn't it?
Yeah. We wrote like everything sort of separately, and then just had a demo a couple of days before one of the heats, and said, "Guys, learn this." So then we played it at the show. Yeah,
we were just bored of playing the same songs every heat, and we wanted to come in with something.
And like we said earlier, we don't have that many heavy songs.
Yeah,
so we wanted a heavy.
We intentionally tried to make it a heavy one so that we kind of fit in a bit better.
Yeah, there's a deathcore outro in that, isn't there?
Yeah.
Go back into the chorus. And it's become a joke now, isn't it, Toby? I always say to you, are you playing Black Streets? Because I know you're not going to play it, so it's a pointless.
I want to play Black Streets every time.
I want you to play
the rest of the band says no.
It's because of the long intro. I've got nothing to do for like the first minute and a half of the song, so I just kind of bob my head.
But
like Dave said, it's all about the riff.
Yeah. So Dave from Lowdown has laid down the rules, so you have to play that song now.
Yeah, you can listen
to like Sleep by Lowdown. The first 2 minutes, I know I'm just going to be swinging my head, playing a guitar. That's
the rules according to the beard.
Should we throw it to Andy? Andy, did you have some questions for the guys?
I wasn't really quite sure of the format tonight, so I haven't really got questions. Just some sort of observations and some sort of discussion points.
Okay.
JB, this may be unlucky for you, but your final appearance will be the 13th time I've seen Sentient. So take that as you will.
That's it, jinx him. There you go.
Lucky for some, man. I live at number 13. Like, it's fine.
It's my favourite number, so who knows? And Rob and Toby, another stat. I've seen you 3 times in 14 days. I mean, that's got to be some sort of record. It certainly is for me. I don't think I've seen a band sort of consistently as that in such a short period of time. So that's really good as well.
Someone give Guinness a call, see if it's in there.
Say again.
Someone give Guinness a call, see if it's in the book.
Do it. And to the Dave and Rich from Lowdown, and to John Paul. We've got 2 what I would call new bands, up against some more established bands. I mean, that's something we wasn't expecting when we were sort of reviewing the competition at the very beginning. I mean, Extreme Death Art have got to be, what a progression, what a story you've had, because your opening show. I mean, you've done a lot of sort of teasers on the social media about, a few sort of rehearsal clips and everything like that. So I was sort of excited to see you. Wasn't sure what we was going to get. You've done an awful lot of backing vocals in your sort of non-vocalist performance in your opening round, and then you got your guy, and I'm sorry I don't know his name. He looked very, very nervous on song 1, but from the second song in your quarterfinal, you absolutely nailed it. So all credit to him. But yeah, that's really all I was going to say. It's been a fantastic competition, and my personal congratulations to all of you for making the final, and looking forward to it very, very much.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, well, I mean, we appreciate you guys coming along and doing this. So, it's a 2-way street here, man. So, yeah, thanks for all that as well.
My last thing before, so I want to get a question back to each one of you now. Now, obviously, I think I'm the only one that's done all of the heats this year.
Yeah.
Because I know Yanni, Andy, you've missed one, haven't you, I think?
I missed the heat. I missed the quarterfinal. And I only saw Extreme Death Art in semi-final 1 due to personal circumstances.
That's a letdown, Andy. Come on. You were better than this last year.
I probably was, yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, the whole thought I was just sort of thinking was, what's
pretty good, Dave.
What's been your, either standout moment, not necessarily about your band, but of what you've experienced, whether it's been a band you've seen, something that's happened. It might have been something that's happened on your experience on stage. I would love to know from each of you, and I'm going to ask the same of Andy and Kirk, and I'll share mine as well, about what's that one memory that's going to stand out the most from the 2023. Obviously, Saturday, whoever wins, that's going to be your standout moment, I'm sure. But before this Saturday, I'd love to know from each of you. So I'm going to throw it to you. Before I go to the bands, I'm going to throw it to Andy first.
Oh, no. Move on. I don't know. Let me have a think.
There's got to be something that stands out in your mind from the 2023 Metals of the Masses.
You still on me?
Yeah.
Honestly, I can't. My memory's shocking. That's why I write everything down in a little book and spreadsheets, like how I know I've seen Sentient 13 times or 12 times. It's just been amazing. I have got a memory. Yes.
There we go. It's finally clicked in.
Guys, do you remember on our sort of weekly reviews of each of the competitions in the rounds, in the heats, we done a little sort of 30-second sort of feedback of each band. Well, mine
yeah.
Kirk's for 3 minutes. I had the enviable task of filming Kirk in the foyer of Club 85. I can't remember which band we was talking about, but somebody, as they would, walked in front of the camera, and Kirk says, "Oh, somebody's walked in front of the camera." 30 seconds later, somebody else did, and he goes, "And there's another dickhead." But it didn't make the cut. It's in Dave's hard drive somewhere, and I think that should be released.
That's in a bonus footage file somewhere.
Oh, okay. Without sort of thinking back to all the wonderful performances, that's certainly something I'll take.
Kirk calling some guy a dickhead at Club 85. Yeah, that works. Yeah. That's a good moment.
Yeah, can't say that I'm proud of that. Look, the best of it doesn't surface that. I don't even know who it was. I was probably drunk.
No, I can't remember.
You drunk, Kirk? Never. Kirk, so how about yourself then? Have you got anything that stood out for you? And don't give me a list of about. You always say I've got one, but I'm going to tell you these other 20 ones before that. Just one, Kirk. Just the one.
Okay, I'll give you two then. One of them I was intoxicated. That band, A Stranger, in the opening heat, and the guitar player he had a Dillinger Escape Band t-shirt on, and they were fucking awesome. I remember I had an epiphany. I had one of those moments, when you're under the influence and this really complex music is playing in front of you, but somehow it makes sense. So that was definitely a standout moment. And then the second one, Own Your Life, that hardcore band. The girlfriend from the guitar player, I remember her just grabbing over them, and she's like head down, and we were just like slamming to the riffs, and glorious moment. And I had this super dry jacket on as well. That was really hot, and that was just one of those special moments. I think Andy, I think you were in it. We all had arms reach, and we were just slamming to the
for a short amount of time. It's not really my thing, but yeah, Own Your Life. I enjoy their set. They were great, and unfortunately, they didn't get through their heat. But yeah, that was a good moment.
Okay, let's go to John Paul.
Standout moment.
Yeah.
Ooh, oh God. I'm just going to sound cliche, but probably all of it. We didn't really quite expect to be here. We didn't even think we'd get past the first heat, having no vocalist. So yeah, this whole year has been quite standout, and I was seeing kind of like I've done it previous years with my other band, Lesbian Devoid, and you start to see a lot of the same names coming up, but to see kind of like a complete fresh set of names, that's pretty cool as well. It's nice just seeing a lot of progression in the scene. Some bands I've never heard of before, and yeah, they're all grand.
Okay, Rob and Toby, yourselves.
Psycho Drive.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely, we both love Psycho Drive.
That's literally what I was going to say.
I don't know what his name is, but the Pigman.
The scary Pigman.
Adam. Yeah.
They were in your heat, weren't they, guys?
Our old drummer came to watch us as well, which was great. I would like to see him.
Okay, so yeah, Psycho Drive, and they're an interesting one because again, no bass player, single guitar, drums and vocals, and it's very weird to have a free piece trying to fill up that much space in Club 85.
Yeah,
it's a really interesting one to do. But it's lovely when you get Adam on vocals there, and he's like doing all his vocal bits, and then afterwards they're like, "Hey, cool."
Exactly. Yes.
Like, she's so polite.
It was brilliant.
Okay, Lowdown. What about you guys?
Oh, I think for me, I'm going to take with this how much metal fans love beach balls. I think that's kind of, don't take the words out of your mouth then. No,
Everyone loves balls,
everyone
man.
loves balls. Yeah, it's just been a phenomenal event. It really has. It's been some amazing bands that I thought would really get through to the finals that haven't made it. We're just humbled that we have made it. Would you say?
Yeah,
very
definitely.
humbled.
I think, to be honest, the main thing as a highlight has actually been what I'm going to do on my Sunday evenings. It's almost a routine, man. Going to see just a fucking great lineup every Sunday night, almost every Sunday night. And what am I going to do after this? Well, finals, it's going to stop. So now, what the fuck are we going to do on Sunday nights?
Just go jam in the car park.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll see you there.
Do it.
Go for it
Yeah,
now.
no, I agree with that. Yeah, it's that's a bit of a. I've been thinking that I'm looking forward to a couple of weekends off, but I'm then going to start going. I kind of want to go and do some more music again. But
Yeah.
Okay, JB, yourself, what's been your standout for this season?
I mean, specifically seeing two performances. So I guess they were the headliners, so it's a bit unfair to be fair. But obviously, on our first week, we played with Denali, and then obviously in our last time, I think we played with Countless Skies. And I know the drummer Nathan. I work with him, so it's really good just to see them, like both two units, kind of performing absolutely incredible, kind of different stuff. And I think just overall the caliber of music throughout the competition is just insane. Like people have said, because we've done it for a couple of years now, but to kind of see some names on there and see how much better they've got, and then see some new names on there that you probably didn't know before. Like it's been mega just to kind of like see how, and like the competition itself, how it's evolved, like having the openers on there as well. Like that's like really cool, like showcasing some even newer kind of metals or like music, sorry, that they haven't had that many gigs, and kind of seeing them starting out, and then obviously having the headliners as well has just been, it's just really kind of cool. I mean, getting there at 2:30 on the Sundays now to then stay there until 11. I mean, you can get a few beers in at that time, but obviously that's a bit of a chore. But at the same time, it's it's a wicked day. So yeah,
I mean, I'm going to wrap it up then for the final bit then before we wrap this up tonight. And I'm going to take a leaf out of Kirk's book, and I've got two. And the first one is pretty much what JV said. It's been about the bands and the caliber of bands that come through, but more importantly about the cooperation I've seen between the bands. So what's been great is when we did the heats, we did all the interviews at the beginning. We did them in the little kitchen room. We then arranged interviews. Every band has come on pretty much, with the exception of one.
Yeah.
That was to be honest, were dicks in the competition. They were, and they know who they are. If they're watching it, you're dicks. Basically, every other out of 31 other bands have joined in. They've got involved. They've come on the channel. They've chatted about their music. They've all chatted. There's not been like a little group that have sat to themselves and not got to talk to the other bands and stuff. And I've really felt that it's been a really interesting community, because I was a little worried when we saw the list of bands going, where's a lot of the local scene that we would normally see of all the guys like the Dead Flesh guys and the Praetorians and some of the guys from the Finalists who are all locals within the Hitchin. And I'm like, they're not there. Elysian Divide, and as you're sort of going through it, and you're like, well, where's all the bands from last year? Why are they not back in it? And I'm thinking, are we going to get that same vibe? And actually, I think if anything, I liked the vibe even more this year than last year, because it was a whole load of new people coming in, not the same groups of people that are playing in 4 or 5 different bands all coming through every single week. So that was really odd last year, going in and seeing the same guys week in and week out and going, hang on, weren't you playing in a band last week? And they're like, yeah, I also play in this other band, and I play in another band next week. So I'll see you 3 weeks in a row. And I could be playing in 3 bands in the final at this way. My other one that stands out, though, has got to be the incident in Sudakara's set, where in the mosh pit, that was the funniest shit I have seen in a long time. Now, of course, some of you guys won't have seen it. But there was some Sudakara were getting some serious slam pitting going on, and windmilling and spin kicking, and someone kind of came in at full tilt from the side into the pit and couldn't slow themselves down. And you saw this guy drop on the floor. And so Sudakara were very good, and they were like, whoa, 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 whoa. And they're like, guys, you all right there down there? And he went, no, you need me in the fucking bollocks. That is the best break ever. And he was like, you all right though? Yeah, right, let's spin this shit. Let's go again.
Yeah, that was
Surely you've
great.
got the video of that.
I do still have the video for all of this. So it is actually on the, I did put that and include that in the highlight reel for that particular set.
They need to sample that and put it before a breakdown.
Yes.
Good. But that was what, yeah, that's going to stand out in my head. And I was going, please don't do it in the next round. Don't someone do it trying to recreate that. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to say a big thank you for joining us. We tried to do it early in the week so that you've got plenty of time. I'm sure all of you guys are going to be doing rehearsals at some point this week, ready for Saturday. We've got another 6-band bill. We've got, I believe it's a band called, is it Debris or Debris? That's going to be the opening act on. So we've got another 6-man bill on Saturday. And we have Must Kill, last year's winners, doing the headlining slot. So it's going to be an absolutely blistering day of metal. Hopefully the weather's going to hold out and it's going to be a great fun time to be had. So just a big thank you again to JP, Rob, Toby, Lowdown guys, and JB. And of course, I have to say thank you to Andy and Kirk for being here as well.
Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Much
Thank you
obliged.
very much. And see you everyone on the stream. Take care, guys.
Cheers,
All the best
guys.
for Saturday.
Best of luck.
All the
Best
best.
of luck.
And it's done. There you go, guys.